But after that game that NC State beat UNC earlier this year to close out the regular season, Dave Doeren was on one. He was feeling it.
Yeah, he was.
He was feeling it. And you know what? He had every right to.
Yeah.
He had every right. You know what? He's like, I just won 9 games. My team just won 9 games.
Can't
again.
tell me nothing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just blew out your rival. He's calling like, hey, he's rallying the troops. Get the collective.
Get the cigar ready.
Got the cigar and the bourbon. Ready to go. Dave Doeren was feeling it. He called those guys in blue down the road, North Carolina, those pieces of exactly. By the way, Mack Brown responded to that earlier today.
Last ball game with a rival school, after the game, the head coach of that school called our players a piece of shit. And I apologize for that language, but I've never heard something like that before, and I'm disappointed. I thought it was classless. It's not true. Number one, we didn't play well in the game. We didn't coach well in the game. That's been very well documented, and I got that. But you don't call kids a piece of shit. And I've addressed it with our team. I apologize to them. These kids are one of the top academic groups in America. They got an award for AFCA's top 13. They've won a Coastal Division. They've won a bunch of games. They've been to an Orange Bowl, been to 5 straight bowls. They represent us well. And from me speaking for them and their parents, they really didn't appreciate being called a piece of shit. Never heard that before. And very, very disappointing.
Okay, a couple things here. One, just go ahead and say Dave Doeren's name. Just say it.
Why not?
Like, we know exactly what you're talking about. Just say it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, Dave, one of our rival schools and their head coach. Yeah, Dave Doeren at NC State said this. Just say it. Just say it. Now, this is what my gut is telling me on this, that Dave wasn't calling the players that. I think he was just referring to just the school as a whole. You know? But again, it's not only just like looking at like, hey, you Cedric Ray, you Drake May, you Omari and Hampton, you're a POS. I don't think he was doing that. But I wish Mack Brown would actually just sit there and say, yeah, he said that. I didn't like it. And call Dave Doeren's name out specifically. Say his name. Do it. Call him out. I mean, you're already doing it. Don't be afraid to say the name.
Everybody knows who you're talking about.
Exactly. But maybe that's it. Maybe, or take the approach of, you know what? This guy ain't worthy of having his name in my mouth. So I ain't going to say it. But that guy that coaches NC State down the road, say something like that. I don't care. Here's the thing. I have no problem with programs or people talking trash. None. None whatsoever. Dave Doeren did what he had to do to rally the troops, to get the transfers to come in, to get the people to donate to the collectives, for the NIL deals and all that kind of stuff. No problem with that. I also have no problem if UNC beats NC State this upcoming season in 2024 and Mack Brown steps up to the podium and says, who's the piece of bleep now? I had no problem with that. Zero. I have no problem with it this offseason if Mack Brown calls him out again. They see each other at the ACC kickoff, the ACC media days in July, and says, hey, Dave, you suck. I don't care. Do it. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with people talking their truth, and I have no problem with people keeping receipts. None whatsoever. And you know what? If you're a UNC player, you take that personally, you should. You absolutely should. And you know what? And if you beat them next season at Keenan, you can walk right by their sideline and say, hey, who's the POS now, coach? No problem with that. None whatsoever. I love rivalries. They're fun. I mean, here's the thing. It's no different than what people post on X or in comment sections on YouTube. It's no different.
No
different. I know, I get it. As someone who used to coach college sports, did it full time for nine years. I get it. You're supposed to, You're a representative of your university. There's something bigger than just yourself. I totally get all that. 100% get all of it. I lived that life. But if someone ever said something like that about my program, I remembered it. And I made sure I reminded them of it next time I saw them, especially after we beat them. I reminded them of it. I see him on the recruiting show. I remind him of it. I was that kind of guy a little bit. And you know what? If you're Mack Brown, use it in your favor. Like, hey, you know what? We do things with class here. Like, there's ways you could spin this in your favor if you're Mack Brown. Can you just play the beginning part of that again? I want to hear that again. Here's Mack Brown earlier today.
Last ball game with a rival school, after the game, the head coach of that school called our players a piece of shit.
All right, stop right there. Again, I just wish he would just say his name. Just say it.
Yeah, I know.
Just say it.